From Ball State Unified Media, this is NewsLink Indiana.
And good evening and welcome to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Max Lewis.
And I'm Connor Miller. Thanks for joining us. A few shops in the Village in Muncie have started to sell a controversial product.
And Kirsten Walmsley is live now in the Village to tell you why a popular business is now selling it. Kirsten.
I'm here live in the Village at the Cup, where cannabinoid oil or CBD oil is sold on the shelves every single day. The baristas here have told me that the oil is sold mostly to nurses, law enforcement, and even professors on their way to class every morning. Back in April, there was a House Bill 1148, that told people that if you have epilepsy, you can possess and consume the oil. But this police still confiscated off of shelves and grocery stores such as Fresh Thyme. But that's not a problem here at the Cup. A shot of CBD oil in your morning cup of coffee. And the taste isn't what you would expect.
You could taste it, just put a drop on your tongue. Very faintly eucalyptus.
Martin George, owner of the Cup, made the decision about a month ago to begin selling the oil in his shop.
This turned it into something once we started trying it, where we found out it's not pot. It's not pot light. It's a completely different thing. It does a whole bunch of really wonderful stuff.
His passion for using the oil comes from how it helps his customers.
When we say we think it's okay, well, it's because we think it really is okay, and we're standing behind it, literally. We're there behind the counter representing all the time. If you're curious about CBD oil, first off, do the research, and we have it available here. We have it we can serve it in drinks like you got it. We also can sell you the oil in the bottle itself if you wish to have it at home. There are also gel caps available, and a topical cream, great for joint and muscle concerns. And let's see, what am I missing? Gummies. We also sell gummies.
Thank you. Now today I've decided I'm going to try the CBD oil. They've told me that it helps with anxiety and pain and all kinds of amazing things. And right now I may just be feeling the caffeine, but I'll let you guys know a little bit later. Live in Muncie, Indiana, Kirsten Walmsley, NewsLink Indiana.
If you have interest in CBD oil, be sure to check with a medical professional before consulting a coffee shop.
A senior Ball State swim captain was arrested this past weekend. Zachary Toman was picked up by Ball State police a little before 4 in the morning on Friday. He is preliminarily charged with public intoxication and had a warrant out for his arrest. Toman was also arrested back in April of 2015 and charged with illegal consumption of an alcoholic beverage. According to online court documents, Toman never showed up to his initial hearing on that original charge. Tuesday night, Ball State sent out a public safety advisory about a sexual assault for the second time in October. The email stated the assault took place on campus inside a residence hall. This is now the 6th sexual assault notice that has been sent out since the beginning of the semester. The specific address was withheld in order to protect the victim, and an investigation cannot take place unless the victim requests one.
Federal prosecutors in New York have filed terrorism charges against bike path subject Saifullah Saipov. Saipov, who investigators say killed 8 and injured 11 with his truck, came to the United States under the 2010 Diversity Immigrant Visa Program. Homeland Security says Saipov had ISIS-related postings in his social media feed. Today, President Trump criticized the lottery-style immigration system.
It's very simple. What we are demanding is merit-based immigration. We want people that are going to help our country. We want people that are going to keep our country safe. We don't want lotteries where the wrong people are in the lotteries, and guess what? Who are the suckers that get those people? And we want a merit-based system, and we do not want chain migration where somebody like him ultimately will be allowed to bring in many, many members of his family, and we don't want that.
At today's White House press briefing, Press Secretary Sarah Huckabee Sanders said that the administration has not ruled out adding Uzbekistan to the immigration ban list. The House Intelligence Committee has released a sample of Facebook ads linked to the Russian attempt to influence the 2016 presidential election. Facebook turned in over 3,000 ads linked to the Russian group, the Internet Research Agency. The ads targeted hot-button issues such as immigration, religion, and race. Some ads were aimed specifically at Donald Trump, Hillary Clinton, and Bernie Sanders. Facebook says the content potentially reached as many as 126 million users.
Some Indiana residents can now apply for a program that helps cover winter heating costs. The federally funded Low-Income Home Energy Assistance Program pays a portion, but not all, of the participants' bill. The program is open to households with income less than 150% of the federal poverty level. Applications are accepted in person and by mail. And speaking of heating costs, it's been cold and rainy this entire week.
It definitely has, Max. I will definitely be adding my heat on my bill this month. Vanessa, what do you have to tell us about this upcoming weather?
Well, guys, it is currently 45 degrees here in Muncie. We do have we don't actually have a wind chill with the dew point at 41. Coming up, we will be talking about a warm weekend, lots of rain, and then a cool down. That's all ahead.
All right, thanks, Vanessa. Men and women from the community are getting together on Saturday to raise thousands of dollars for organizations in Delaware County.
NewsLink Indiana's Samantha Johnson has a story from downtown Muncie.
The stage has been set and the food is being prepared for the annual 100 Men Who Cook fundraiser happening this Saturday in downtown Muncie.
With 100 Men Who Cook, I guess the best way to call it, it's a potluck with style.
Leaders from the Muncie community and Delaware County will be cooking for a cause at this event, serving up nearly 100 different dishes. But this is much more than just a cooking competition. The top chefs are determined by how much money their dishes are able to raise, and all the proceeds from ticket sales and monetary tips for the chefs' meals go directly back to the community. Executive Chef at Horizon Convention Center Caleb Churchill explains.
Nobody behind the scenes is getting paid. There's no hourly people. It is 100% non-for-profit people that are volunteering their hours, that are volunteering food, that are volunteering advertising dollars and things like that.
Mark Flaughter has participated in 100 Men Who Cook for the past 5 years, and a few years ago took home the title of top chef with his sugar cream pie.
Flour, sugar, milk, a little vanilla, lots of love, and some nutmeg and cinnamon on the top. That's a sugar cream pie.
Flaughter says this event is a great representation of the community, helping local organizations while having a little fun.
And it really is a fun evening to go to. It's not a formal affair, it's not an informal affair, it's a mixture of everybody in the community.
But it's just a great event all around. You can definitely tell the camaraderie and the fellowship that comes with this event.
Saturday's event also includes a raffle and live auction.
We have over $10,000 in value of items that are ready to be raffled off on Saturday night. And it is a simple thing to do. You just buy a ticket. You got to play to win.
If you haven't been, you should come because it is the biggest smorgasbord you'll ever have in one event here in Muncie and in my eyes, Indiana in general.
In Muncie, Samantha Johnson, NewsLink, Indiana.
For more information on how to purchase tickets for the event, visit Muncie100menwhocook.org. Now coming up, the next big step in saving Muncie community schools and how you can save a part in it.
And the Ball State Career Center is hosting an event that won't leave you at the kids' table. All that and more when we come back.
Oh! Checking your fantasy league?
Nah, just my 401k statement.
Nice. Where'd you find the money for that?
I've just been saving a little every month.
I can't seem to save anything.
Well, what about all this? What about the money you're spending?
What money? It's gone before I can get my hands on it.
Got a pizza for a Todd?
Hey, can somebody spot me?
When it comes to financial stability, don't get left behind.
It's 547.
Get tools and tips for saving at feedthepig.org.
They don't know what meeting is out. Just had to make small talk. One of these things
talk about, so I'm not telling you.
How will we know what to do? I'm so glad I won't have to remember anything.
Me too. Thanks for this, sweetie.
Talk to your kids about protocol, where to meet, what to pack. Visit ready.gov/kids for tips and information.
So, I just moved in with this family, and it's embarrassing. The little one, he likes to go outside and crawl around in the giant litter box. I don't know what he's doing. I mean, I was born and I knew how to use the litter box. Look at that! That's disgusting! Oh, poop already! You're making me nervous. Oh, okay, I can't look at this anymore. I really hope he grows out of this, for his sake.
Welcome back. The state government is taking its first step in deciding whether or not to fully take over Muncie Community Schools. The Distress Unit Appeals Board is holding a public hearing to hear what the community thinks about the possible move. The board is not planning to make a decision at the hearing, as the district has until the middle of December, to make progress on its financial situation. That hearing is scheduled for the night of November 13th at 6 in the Northside Middle School auditorium. The number of Indiana schools that have received top state ratings has doubled compared to last year. The Indiana State Board of Education approved the ratings today, and 48 school districts got an A grade. That's almost 17% of the state's school districts. The top rating only went to 8% of the districts last year. The ratings are based on last spring's ISTEP standardized test results and whether students have improved.
Hundreds of students will be graduating next month and will be looking for jobs, and many of them will need to know how to act during an interview and in the business world. NewsLink Indiana's Chris Robinson is live with one way students are getting this lesson in life.
The Career Center is hosting a three-course dinner tonight for students that don't know what who should be asking the roles or just how to general. Tonight at a lake.
Start by giving some very basics about how to use the knife and fork, how to use a napkin, how to get to your server and make sure that they know what's going on and what you need.
They will also cover what types of things you should and shouldn't order.
Typically, we would encourage students to avoid a couple different food types. One would be messy foods, things that you might have to eat with your finger, so ribs or wings, things that are going to make a mess.
This information will not only be applicable to dinner or lunch interviews, students will also be able to use it in any dining experience.
All of those skills that people will learn here tonight are things that will help them in a variety of different scenarios, whether it's at a wedding, whether it's at a family Thanksgiving meal, meeting someone's parents for the first time, maybe it's on a first date or a 40th date. It doesn't matter. As long as there's food involved, I think that these dining etiquette skills will carry somebody into the future on a really positive foot.
So do you feel like you know which works which now? I know I'll definitely be using this new knowledge at my Thanksgiving dinner this year, live at the Allegra restaurant in Muncie. Chris Robinson, NewsLink, Indiana.
This is the first of 4 etiquette dinners this semester. If you are interested in attending a dinner, RSVP on Cardinal Career Center link, as a space is limited to 25 students per dinner. Students must make their reservation 10 days before the event date.
Well, coming up, the roller coaster ride of Indiana weather continues.
And a big game rivalry for Ball State women's soccer team happens this week. All that and more on NewsLink Indiana.
Can you help me with this? My new dad teaches me all kinds of stuff.
Sure.
He helps me with homework.
That would be 3.6795.
Thanks.
Yep.
He helps me with my decision making.
I wouldn't use this one. Ever.
And he's even teaching me how to drive.
And that's why cars have bumpers.
I'm learning so much.
You don't have to be perfect to be a perfect parent. Thousands of kids in foster care will take you just as you are.
They're coming. Places, everybody.
Light check. 1, 2, 1, 2.
Everything looks good on our end.
And lights.
Come alive with the forest. Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
Don't wait. Communicate. Make your emergency plan today.
Of all the things you've done with your bike, donating it to Goodwill may be the most incredible of all. Your donations help fund job placement and training for people in your community, which means your stuff can be more powerful than you think. Goodwill. Donate stuff, create jobs.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. And Connor, it's been cold and rainy, but I was talking to Vanessa earlier. There might be a warm-up in our future.
I'm sure hoping so, Max. Vanessa, what do you have to tell us?
Yeah, guys, it is currently 45 degrees, and we do have some winds moving from the south-southeast. It is feeling a little bit like 43 out, so still a little cold. And then as we look to today, we did hit a high of 51 degrees, and it is going to get back down to about 45 degrees. We are right around the average temperatures for this time. At least we aren't at that record low of 3 degrees. Now, looking across the country, you can see that places like Minneapolis are experiencing even colder weather than we are right now with 34 degrees. Taking a closer look at the state of Indiana, you can see that Muncie is at 45 right now, Kokomo with 43 degrees, and Lafayette with 44. Now, as you can see, we do have some rain showers moving in from the southwest up to the northeast. Taking a closer look at that, Muncie will be getting hit by a few showers, as well as the Anderson area. Now, throughout the week, we will be expecting more showers. As we get closer to Friday, the showers will start to clear up a bit, moving on until Saturday morning, when those showers will start to appear again. Tonight, we will be expecting more rain and a low of 45. As for tomorrow, we can expect a warm-up of 67, but there will be some morning showers. Now moving into our 7-day forecast, the weather will start to warm up again this weekend. Like I said, Sunday we will still have some rain. Unfortunately, there will be thunderstorms, and then it will start to cool down again.
Okay, so a little bit of rain, but I'm liking that 71 right there.
Yeah, I was thinking like it'd be a good weekend to put out your Thanksgiving decorations and things like that, but hopefully there's not too much rain.
Yeah. I'm definitely envious of the people in Dallas with those 81-degree temperatures right now.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, lucky
Loving
them.
the warm weather. All right, thanks, Vanessa.
Up next, in a few years, Indianapolis is getting the chance to host a big championship game.
And Muncie is getting their own chance at hosting a championship game this weekend, coming up on NewsLink Indiana.
Here's to the things that can keep us safe. Those we use all the time with hardly a thought. Those that are silently standing by to save our lives. And now, those that we carry with us everywhere we go. Many mobile devices will now bring you wireless emergency alerts, real-time information directly from local sources you know and trust. With the unique sound and vibration, you'll be in the know, wherever you are.
Cook foods to the right temperature using a food thermometer. 3,000 Americans will die from food poisoning this year. Keep your family safer. Check your steps at foodsafety.gov.
So, I got this new family, and I don't know what it is about this one, but she can't seem to put down that toy all day long. Tap, 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 tap. Oh, and she even talks to it. She talks to that more than she talks to him. What's up, bro? Nice shirt. Who's she talking to? Her mom? She talks to her mom a lot.
You wanted to be a teacher when you were little, but things changed. Teaching didn't seem that cool anymore, so you decided to become something else. But what would your 12-year-old self say? Amazing things are happening in teaching, so it's time to put it back on your list. Don't try to convince yourself otherwise. You had it right the first time.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Mallory Wheel with sports. The Ball State golf team is heading to Hawaii today to compete in their final fall tournament. Head coach Mike Fleck says this is a great opportunity for the guys before a long break in the schedule.
Well, it means a lot because we're coming off a good event in North Carolina last week.
Well, it's one last opportunity for the Ball State men's golf team to end the fall season on a high note. Head coach Mike Fleck says this tournament is just as important as any other.
So from a perspective of trying to keep some of the momentum going from what we did last week, this one's pretty big in terms of how we finish and how we go into the off-season mode.
Their fall season comes to a close following this competition, but what most people don't know is that the guys will pick up where they left off in February.
So you have to kind of sit on this one through the entire winter until we get going in the spring.
And in this last tournament, freshman Jack Cunningham says their opponents might not be their only obstacle.
It's hard to go to Hawaii and not look at everything else.
Coach Fleck, on the other hand, is looking at the positives.
It'll be a good mix of teams, top ranked teams in the country all the way down to some mid-major ranked teams. So it's a great opportunity for us to, finish the fall and go to an awesome place to do it.
The guys will get back on the green for the first time for their match play in February. Friday marks the most important game of the season for the Ball State's women's soccer team. The Cardinals travel to Kent, Ohio to take on the Toledo Rockets in the MAC tournament semifinals. The last time the two teams met, the game went into 2 overtimes and ultimately ended in a 1-1 draw. The two-time defending MAC championships aren't going to go down easy as they sport the second best defense in the conference. Led by goalie Alyssa Heinzstell, the Cardinals have only given up 18 goals this season in 20 games. The game Friday is the only thing standing in their way to their 3rd straight appearance in the MAC championship. In other championship news, the College Football National Championship is coming to Indianapolis. Indy will host the big game in 2022. College Football Playoff Executive Director Bill Hancock made the announcement today. This will be the first time the championship will be held in a cold weather site. Happening this weekend, 8 high school volleyball teams will be facing off in the state finals, and the Newcastle Trojans are headed to the state championship in their first year of 3A competition. The Trojans moved down from Class 4A last year and have been running the table in 3A this season. Newcastle will take on Brebeuf Jesuit Preparatory this Saturday right here at Worthen Arena. This is the 9th time Ball State is hosting the event, and Dan Burns is the sports facilities manager at Worthen. He says the event is great for both Ball State and the Muncie community.
It means a lot to our community, I think, in terms of having approximately 7,500 to 8,000 people come in all day long for the 4 championships. So it's hotels, it's restaurants, it's just people seeing Muncie, and it's great for Ball State in that we're bringing in high school aged fans and players and their families, and they see Ball State.
The first game starts at 11 in the morning on Saturday. Competition will run back-to-back until the last game starts at 5 in the evening. And guys, this is the first time in, I think, a very long time that no schools in Delaware County have made it to the state finals. So really sad loss for Yorktown last week, nationally ranked team. A lot of people expected them to be in this tournament this weekend, so big surprise there.
Mm-hmm. Yep, it's definitely not a good time to be a Delaware County volleyball fan.
It's not with, I think Delta got knocked out and now Yorktown, so 2 really big teams that kind of represent this area are now not being able to for the first time in a long time. Oh, go ahead.
No, go ahead.
I was just going to say, if you do want to go out and watch Newcastle play, their game is at 3 o'clock on Saturday.
All right. Well, thanks, Mallory. And coming up on NewsLink Indiana, a new performance is coming to Muncie combining different types of dances.
And we'll give you a last look at weather, all that and more after the break.
Hey, did you know 2.4 million loving cats and dogs in shelters and rescues need our help to find a home? Let's go to the shelterpetproject.org and meet if you are in a shelter near you. Harlow, oh, she's one great listener who loves to hear all your stories. My kind of cat. Cerulo is a sweet, goofy boy who's eager to please. Sounds just like another dog I know. So go to the shelterpetproject.org, search your local shelters and rescues, and go for a cuddle with your next best friend. Adopt.
Sure, I look cute now, but when my owner lost his job, it was rough. I was living on the street, and one night, me and this Cocker Spaniel got into it so bad, I wound up looking like an ice cream cone. I cried a little bit, but thankfully I got rescued, so I'm running, I'm jumping, all back to my old self, and I'm ready to give unconditional love, even if you put a lampshade on my head.
There's one thing you can never have sex without.
It's not something you buy.
Or something you take.
In fact, there's only one way to get it.
It has to be given to you, freely.
It's consent.
Because sex without it isn't sex.
It's rape. Consent.
If you don't get it, you don't get it. It's on us to stop sexual assault.
Learn how and take the pledge at itsonus.org.
Welcome back to NewsLink Indiana. I'm Emily Goodwin with your entertainment news. If you like dancing, music, and romance, there's an event tomorrow just for you. Travis Wall's Shaping Sound After Curtain event will take place at Emmons Auditorium. In this event, dancers will perform to a variety of different dance styles and genres, telling the story of a man who is searching for his creative voice after the death of his true love. This event is free for all Ball State students with an ID and $59 for those in the general public. In the spirit of Halloween, last night's Ball State's Rocky Horror Shadowcast performed its annual midnight show. The cast performed alongside the film Rocky Horror Picture Show at Emmons Auditorium. For many people, this is more than just acting on stage. It can be an outlet for some students to show their creativity. For Ball State student Avery Unyate, it was a chance to get creative behind the scenes.
I actually started Rocky at Ball State as just a makeup assistant. I wasn't on stage or anything, I was just backstage doing some of the makeup for one of the quick changes. And I had a lot of fun getting to know the cast, so I decided to keep doing it, and last year I became a member of the cast. And then this year I took on the role of hair and makeup designer, as well as continuing the same role I had in the cast last year.
Unyate says that her favorite part of the scene of the makeup scene is doing the under eyes, the fake blood, and the old makeup. Back to you at the And for this Thursday is the first of the month, which means tomorrow is the monthly gallery walk from 5 to 8 at the gallery shops downtown. This will be displayed for local artists' work, and the walk is free and open to the public. That's all for your entertainment news tonight. Back to you at the news desk.
All right, thanks, Emily and Vanessa. Let's take a final look at weather.
Yeah. All right. So for weather, we can be expecting the temperatures to drop a little bit Friday afternoon, and then going into this weekend, like I said, they would be heating up. Sunday, we are going to have some thunderstorms, unfortunately, and then from those, it is going to bring in some cooler weather.
All right, thanks, Vanessa.
And that's all tonight for NewsLink Indiana. Be sure to watch tomorrow night at 9 right here on Cardinal Vision or online at ballstatedaily.com.
And be sure to like us on Facebook and follow us on Twitter. Have a good night.